Man, I think about femininity in black women overseas. Now, you got some black women overseas who still wearing weave. That's just not attractive at all. When it comes down to weave, it's almost like black women, they have low self-esteem. Even black women overseas, in African country, they running around still wearing weave. But that's kind of separate. I'm kind of touching on femininity, just a feminine woman, because in different countries, women are brought up differently. See, but when it comes down to a black woman wearing weave, it's almost like she has low self-esteem. She's trying to almost like supplicate, you could say, for the lack of better words, that her wearing her weave to just, like, for her looks to be a better looking woman. But what she needs to be doing is trying to supplicate her weave to be more feminine, to have a better personality, to have a better attitude. And this is what black women are missing. But I was thinking, just us as black men going overseas, well, just experiencing a true feminine black woman, a real submissive black woman. That would be great. That would be great. Unfortunately, we have to experience that from white women overseas, white women here in America. This is why some black men we date out, not all, because I think the majority of black men in America, we still date, marry, and have babies by and are in relationships with black women, because like a lot of us, some of us, we just don't have options. So we deal with that bad attitude. We deal with the ratchetness. We don't know how to manage women. We don't know how to reprimand and control black woman over here in America. So we'll just deal with them. We'll just deal with it. One way that you manage a single mom is you use her as a concubine. One way that you manage a fat chick who doesn't want to get in shape, because it's like you can change that. If a chick is fat, you can change that. But one way that you manage that is you just use her as a concubine. You don't date, like, you just don't enter a relationship with her or have kids by her, with her, or cohabitate with her at all. That's how you manage that when it comes down to fooling with a typical American black woman. But yeah, so I was just thinking, a black man really experiencing a feminine black woman. That would be dope, wouldn't it, guys? That would be dope. That would be, but unfortunately, we live in a white supremacist country, as to where it's like the white man has turned the black woman against black men through feminism. This country was built on this white supremacist standard, so the white man can be number one here in America. So there will never be no sovereignty. There will never be true liberation for the black man, because that's not the white man's intention. The only way we'll be able to get out of this garbage is if we fight and kill our way out of it, so we can set up a future for our next generation. Fight, kill our way out of it, and get out of this country. But that would be just because like, you living in America, and like my little sisters, my mom, aunties, cousins, black, they all have bad attitudes, fat, single mothers. So it's like, this is all we experience. When you go fool around with a black woman, you come in contact with a black woman, black American woman, like, that attitude is coming. This is what you know. That attitude is coming. The crazy gesticulations and the neck jerking in the raised eyebrows, in the smacking of the lips, you know that's coming. Like, you know that's what you gonna get from a black American female. So I was just dreaming, like, what if black, and it has been some black men over here in America that make that type of income as to where they can go over and travel and go over and experience that. I've heard a brother online talk about himself going over to like Ghana, and some of these women, they're okay with, like, they're open to, it's, you know, like, it's in their culture to have a man and know that their man is fooling around with another woman or two other women. They're totally okay with that. Imagine that. Imagine that, man. It would be dope. I mean, not dope, but that's how it's supposed to be. Because they raise their women up differently. Imagine coming to you, black man, who has never traveled, knowing what the black succubus is coming with here in America. Imagine if you can travel overseas and go and experience a true feminine, soft-spoken, classic black woman. Imagine that. I fool around with some of these chunky white chicks, and due to them not having no options in this and that, like, they're the nicest women in the world. They like the nicest women in the world, but not the fat black American woman. No way. She still has an attitude. She still has an attitude, a bad attitude. She don't got no options, and she still has an attitude. Still think that she's just all that in a bag of chips. This is what she thinks. Out of shape white women who's single mothers, they don't act like that, because they know they really don't have no options like that as well. Like, they know they don't have no options like that. I see some of these white girls, you know, like, they in shape, nice body or whatever, so they go through life thinking like, okay, well, yeah, I know that I'm all that in the bag of chips. So they come off with an attitude and this and that. Yeah, some of them do. Expectations really, really high. But the fat ones, that's not the situation with them. Nah. That's not the scenario with them. They come in it humble because they know they don't have a lot of options. They know that they're like the rejects. Nobody checking for them. But the black woman, oh, no. No. So I just, I'd sit back and I'd ruminate about stuff like that. Man, like, it would just be an exhilarating feeling to experience a real feminine black woman. And when you experience something like that, like, you would be surprised. Like, you would be flabbergasted. Like, wow, this a black feminine woman, submissive woman really exists? She really exists? Growing up in this culture like this all your life, not experiencing it, and then you finally do. And see, that's the situation when a lot of when you have some black men who finally taste and get this experience and get to experience a feminine white woman or non-black woman in America. For most black dudes, once they go over and date a feminine white woman, a white woman is easy to get along with, they not coming back. Once these black men go white, they not coming back. Most of them don't come back. I see the one guy, Marquise Brownlee, he's like a computer tech guy, really smart black guy. You know he got a white girlfriend. Got millions and millions of subscribers on YouTube. He's not, no. Becky gonna get up with him. He's not fooling around with no black woman. Black women gonna look at him like he's a nerd, he's a lame, and all of this other stuff. And this man is out here really making moves. Go check him out on YouTube, Marquise Brownlee. He advertises for like Apple and this and that dude, like he does unboxings for like new Android phones, new Apple phones, new 4K TVs, stuff like that. Just a really smart black guy. You know, he's gonna lean towards a Becky. He's probably already with a white girl. But yeah, it's man, you know. But yeah, so I was thinking, like, you got guys out there who would look at a black man who would date, shout out to my boy Crucible, who would look at, because see, in a sense, I used to think the same way. I used to think, like, you know, I kind of used to feel bad, you know, that I used to fool around with white women because I didn't know no better. I had other black men, I wouldn't call them brothers, I had other black men that would try to come down on me, or other black men who would date out, calling us quislings, traitors and stuff like that. But then I got some clarity from other brothers, and I got some clarity from the Most High. As a black man, you can date anybody. You are superior. You are superior. I'm a pro-black brother. I can date a white woman or date outside my race, and I can care less about a white woman. Totally care less about her. And I can still be for my black people. I can still be for my people because I'm a man. But that's not the same scenario for a woman. See, you got white men who would go out and they would date, they would fool around with black women, but do you think they care about the agenda of black people? Helicopter, no. They don't care about black people just because this white man is dating a black girl. He don't care. He really, even if he has kids by her, he really don't care about her. You think he care about her? No, he doesn't. And you got black women that will look at black men as traitors because we date out. Get your attitude together then. But you know, and I made a video saying that you know, go check it out if you will, that you can only lead a woman by force, not choice. You can't give a woman a choice. So us as black men, we have to establish ourselves and gain power, because women need to be subjugated first and foremost. You can't give a woman a choice, because then she become a feminist. So you can't give her a choice. But yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, you know, a black man can be for his people and still go and date out. A black man could be a pro-black man and still go and date out, as long as he get the big picture and he knows that he's still for his people, not just trying to date some other race of a woman because he looks at this white woman as a prize or something like that. No, woman is beneath you, bottom line. No. But yeah, man, so as I think about it, a lot of black men out here, I think of black men, and as far as dating outside the race, you got some black men out there who do that. I'm one of them. And because see, a lot of some black men are starting to wake up. They swallowing red pills, they're waking up. So they're not even fooling around with black women at all. Because of their bad attitudes, these women are not submissive. So yeah, so they date now. That's our solution. That's the black man's solution. You see, like, I also seen online, I heard some other brother talking about, and I'm gonna go check it out as well. I see that online, they have online classes for black women to teach black women to be feminine. Can you believe that? That's crazy. For American black women They have online classes to teach them to be feminine. That's crazy. You see, a lot of these black women, they would use other women's hair to look like white women, to imitate white women and non-black women, but when it comes down to being feminine and being soft-spoken, they want to adapt that characteristic from a white woman. They won't do that. That's crazy. Yeah, they won't do that, man. They won't adapt that characteristic from a white woman. No way. And that's insane. That's crazy. They actually have classes online to teach a black woman to be feminine. That's crazy. That need to be a big deal. They need to have commercials about that on TV, everything. You know, so the black woman can wake up, she can get it. So she can get it. Non-black women, they just easier to get along with. You can get sex from them easier. They'll go down on you, give you head quicker. You know, well, that just has been my experience. I've heard some other black brothers say, like, man, hey, like, it was easy for me to get head from my black chick on the first day. I was like, oh, you know, like, that hasn't been an experience for me. And I heard some other black men that say, nah, yeah, you right. It's, they would say things like, yeah, nah, man, you right. Like, it's not easy to get head from a black chick on the first date. Most of the time, she's not trying to do that. And you know, a white woman gonna do anything in the bedroom. She'll let you stick it in her ear. See what I'm saying? For real, man. She'll let you stick it in her nose. You know, hey, just to satisfy the guy that she with. See? She know what's up. It's like a lot of women, right? A lot of women out here, they have to lower their standards. These women with these high expectations, these crazy high expectations, they have to lower their standards. Because it's like, see, the thing is, with these women, they would say things like, okay, well, if I get with a man, so women would say things like, okay, well, you mean to tell me that, okay, well, these top tier alpha male guys that I get with, they gonna cheat on me anyway. So you telling me that I should settle for just a regular beta male guy and this and that? But see, the thing is, and I wouldn't even call these guys beta males, like, or you know, you can look at them as sigma males. You know, guys that just regular decent men, just regular guys. So you have a lot of dudes out here. Well, you have like the top 20% of dudes out here, guys who are 6 feet tall, making $100,000 a year, you know, $200,000 a year, living in big nice houses and this and that, or guys who are like celebrities. Those are like the top 20% guys, and they're getting majority of the women. These dudes having sex and getting all these 2 or 3 or 4 different women pregnant, and this is why you can't give a woman any choices. Like, you can't let her have choices, because she's just fallacious. She would make the wrong choice. See, these women, right, is regular guys out there like me and you, just regular guys out there that'll probably never have kids and be bachelors mainly for the rest of our life. There's a lot of guys out there. See, now you look at these top 20% of guys that's 6 feet tall. guys who are making a whole bunch of money. If you have a guy that's like a 20%er, and he's just not an average guy, do you actually think that this guy that's a so-called 20%er is going to stay with a particular woman? No, because obviously he has way more options. So he's not going to stay with you. You got a lot of these rapper guys out here, 50 Cent, Future, like a lot of these NBA celebrities, guys are 6 feet tall, or just regular guys that's 6 feet tall. Because women, they're auspicious to a man's height as well. If a man is 6'2", 6'3", as long as he's tall, I don't care if he's gonna be with me or stay in a relationship with me. As long as I get to be with a guy like that, I'll be with him, or I'll fool around with him sexually. And she knowing that this guy not gonna stick around, because he has, in a sense, way more options than just a regular guy like me that's 5'10", 5'11". And I'm not knocking these guys or whatever. I'm specifically targeting and talking about women. A lot of these women, their standards are extremely high. And that's a major problem. They did a study on OkCupid, it's a dating site, and they were seeing that 80% of women are targeting the top 20% of men. That's a problem. All these women sleeping with the same men. And that's just female nature. You have to understand that. A man's standards isn't as high as women's standards. You have some women out there that'll complain and say, the cute guy who makes a whole bunch of money, and the guy who he's a celebrity or whatever, he's a top 20% man, he gonna cheat on me anyway. So what is that telling you? Because you got some average men out there like me and you, that'll be with a chick for the rest of our lives. Be decent, good men. Be good men. You got men out there like me that can be in polygamous relationships, that can get with 2 women and be with them for the rest of our lives. 2 or 3 women, be with them for the rest of our lives. You got men out there who are like that. Their monogamy stuff is for white men. So just being with one woman, that's just a no-go. No. But yeah, so like a lot of women, most women out here have to lower their standards. Because see, women are not satisfied. You put them with a regular guy who's 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", she not happy. You give her a guy that's a so-called alpha male, top 20%er, 6 feet tall, making $200,000 a year, $500,000 a year, or even he's a millionaire, or even if he's a millionaire like Tim Duncan or Steph Curry, the woman's still not gonna be happy. This is why she must be controlled. You have to manage women. You have to subjugate them. They must be controlled. See, and when it comes down to shout out to Rex 7, when it comes down to black men, see, this is how we know we live in a matriarchal society. Because it's like women out here, they'll push for child support. They'll push for false rape allegations. Us men, we don't do stuff like that. Men don't push for child support or try to extort women for child support, or try to push for false rape allegations. Men don't do stuff like that. We don't. Us as men, we don't do stuff like that. Women do. Women do things like that. Vindictive stuff like that. Women do stuff like that. Not us as men. We don't do that. And that's the difference between men and women.